Hey yo, this is Dillio coming to you another video. This is another independent artist empowerment video where I'm just doing tips and mindsets and tricks and some games and things that I learned to help you on your journey as a music producer and independent artist. So the topic of this video is that if they can't show up on time to ride, leave them behind. If they can't show up on time to ride, leave them behind. So I'll tell you a little bit of the story. The story goes like this. So earlier this past week, I was talking to an associate of mine, and we were just trying to just reconnect a little bit. And, you know, just kind of chop up some ideas and things of that nature and stuff like that. And I told this person, yeah, I've been out running. I've been training on this Couch to 5K app for the last 3 months. And I'm wrapping up the workout program. I'm at like 28 minutes now of consistent running. Now, I tell everybody, like I tell that person, I'm like, I'm not fast. But what I can do is I can run and not stop and keep it going. So my stamina is really getting good on that front. And I'm even thinking about maybe even taking up to the next step and doing the 10K. Which will actually really take me out of my comfort zone, but I'm not trying to be a marathon runner or anything like that. So I told him about this. Like, yeah, I want to come out and run. I was like, well, my next run Saturday, let's do 8 o'clock. Can you do 8 o'clock? Yeah, we can do 8 o'clock. Of course, Saturday rolls around, and it's 7:30 in the morning, and I'm getting a text like, oh, I'm feeling this way, I'm feeling that way. And I'm like, I'll see you at 8. Oh, and then this other thing come up, stuff like that. Oh, you know, I don't really know what to do, you know, and what happens is start getting this dialogue of things, and at the same time, I'm dressed. I'm dressed. I actually cut down my Friday night to get up early because I made a commitment to just be there at that specific time. And this individual went from, yeah, I want to come run with you, to, oh, I'm running late and stuff like that. And eventually, I stopped hearing from that person. About around that time when I stopped hearing from that person, I was starting my workout. Because here's the thing, we set up a time to meet, and I know things aren't perfect, especially in the city in Atlanta, but one thing that I wanted to convey and make sure to that person and everybody else sometimes is like, hey, listen, I'm really committed to this program. I know that everybody's doing their own thing how they want to do, but I'm really committed to running a 5K, or at least being able to jog a 5K all the way through. I've put in the work, I've ran in rain, I've been huffing and puffing, doing all that kind of stuff. So I'm not going to alter my schedule for someone who hasn't been running, who hasn't been doing anything, and then wants to come along for the ride just to see me making moves. And it's nothing against that person, but I'm not going to wait behind. And that goes back to the title. If they can't show up on time to ride, leave them behind. Have you ever been in a situation where you would alter your things or delay what you're trying to get after for the benefit of someone else who for lack of a better term, may not have any legitimate excuse to be late? Now, I can see if maybe there's like a family emergency, but sometimes we throw that around as excuses. But if there's like a family emergency or something like that, but if you're just plain dragging your feet and you know you had a commitment with someone, or you know you had a commitment with me, and suddenly, and you know that I want you to be on time because I would show up on time for you, and you go ahead and drag your feet, I'm gonna let you be where you want to be, but I'm going to run. I remember a bike group that I would ride with sometimes, and it would be Thursday night. We take off at 9, show up at 8 o'clock, but we're taking off at 9. Don't come pulling into the parking lot thinking we're going to stop, because they're going to be already on the road. Same thing we. And I really shouldn't have did this, but I even gave that person some room. I said, all right, I'm going to leave at 8:15. I'm going to leave at 8:15. And that still wasn't enough for that person to make the difference to get here, to be part of this running program, you know, and stuff like that. And I was really looking forward to have somebody to run with, somebody to keep up with me, you know what I'm saying, or at least have someone there that'll roll, you know, that can keep up, or someone there, because at the end of the day, I'm going to do this whether I have someone to run with me or not. But it's better, I think it's cooler to have someone there. But if you need somebody there to help you get to where you want to go, as far as like that kind of thing, or as far as getting the beat done or writing the song stuff done, stuff like that, are you doing it because that person's there doing it and that person inspires you, and then you no longer have inspiration when that person's not there? You got to watch out for that. You got to watch out for needing to be around somebody to get you in the mood to work and stuff like that. And I understand that. Even me seeing somebody else work, get it done, inspires me to work and get it done. But once I see that inspiration, now I take the torch and I put it in my hand and I go ahead and run. Because what I can't do is sacrifice the commitments that I made based on someone's lack of preparation. Not everybody wants to prepare for things. Like I said, if it was really important, and that goes to another thing. If it's really important to that person, they would have done the necessary steps to get there. I would have respected communication and showing up late versus going ghost and not saying anything at all. And a lot of times people can get insecure, and I think sometimes people get insecure with me sometimes because they know I'm going to check them with it. And so they rather just kind of bag off a little bit or ghost, because it's easy to text, but it's harder to call because now you got to deal with that person answering or not, stuff like that. And like I said, I'm dedicated to this goal. I'm back on my weight loss journey after a lot of things have been happening. I may talk about that later on, I don't know, but I'm committed to the journey. And I'm not looking for permission. I'm not waiting from anyone else. I know that I need this because there's a certain base level of health that I want to achieve. And the good thing is that if I get healthy, maybe it might inspire somebody else to get healthy. And maybe that person who decides to start getting healthy in their life could actually save their lives. You never know. But one thing I want to be able to do is try to focus on things I can control. And one of the things that I can control is making decisions to run during the times I say to run, and to stick with the program no matter how hard it gets. And I got tired and I struggled and I was breathing hard, stuff like that at first. And there's, I mean, you look at me 5-10 years ago where I was at my heaviest weight and I couldn't keep up. And I think a lot of times it's easy to make a sacrifice from your dreams and your goals because you're waiting on someone else to catch up, or you're waiting on someone else to show up in the vicinity of manifesting what you want to manifest for yourself. And one thing I can't do is wait on someone else who's running late, who didn't take the commitment seriously, to then set myself back after the progress I made. And I think it's very easy sometimes, and I don't think it's intentional, and I don't think it's a malicious intent. I never interpret it as malicious intent, but once I know that, and there's signs. See, people can do things that convey how they truly feel and who they really are. And oftentimes that may not be what they say, but it's based on what they do. Now, after the run is done, I can't reach that person. I'm texting, I ain't able to hear that from that person back. So what does that mean? They know what's going on. They know they're wrong. Or they knew they were right for what they needed to do. They knew they were wrong for the commitments that I had, and that's what I was trying to do. Not everybody's going to be willing to show up on time for your dream. Not everybody's going to be willing to show up and be present when it's time to march for your dreams and goals. But at the end of the day, if they can't show up on time to ride, leave them behind. I would not have been embarrassed if that person been driving down the street while I've been driving up the street going there. They would have to call. I'd be looking at them like, call me. Because I'm committed to this. I'm very committed to this. Because for me, it's a difference between life and death. For me, I want to knock out obesity. I really want to do that. I don't know how. I don't have it all figured out. I don't have the training. I don't have the knowledge. But one thing I can control is that when it's time for me to go run and do my time to run and train, I can do that. And maybe I can build off of that small victory and continue to maybe learn something else and develop something else. Or maybe that small victory can inspire me to do another beat or another song or something like that. But I can't set that back because someone wants to hop in out of nowhere and join the bandwagon and party just because the party's already started. You can't do that. And I think it takes time to learn that. And I think if you don't know the importance and the value of your commitments, it's very easy to say, all right, yeah, I'll back off. I'll wait another hour. I had a schedule that day. I had a place to be at a certain time and stuff like that because the people who I'm going to see know that I'm going to show up at a specific time and I say I'm going to show up. Even with Atlanta traffic. And I'm not claiming perfection. But more times than not, I show up when I'm supposed to, and then kind of be like, but yeah, so that's a little story. If you got people that want to come roll with you in your dreams and goals, that's great. But oftentimes they're going to come at the speed that they need to, that's most comfortable for them. And that's good. And if it helps you, good. If it doesn't, that's good too. But when it's time for you to go forward and the people around you can't go forward with you, leave them behind. and let them deal with what they need to deal with, and let them deal with their priorities. That's been another independent artist empowerment video. I just thought I'd switch it up and shoot it in some dirty clothes. I'm totally breaking brand protocol, but I just wanted to help somebody and follow through with creating this content. So I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace out, I'm Dillio. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm out.
Dillio on the track.